Hey, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. My name is Tyler Benster. I'm the tech adoption lead here at Kadena Eco. And today we have a really special campfire for you all with Linx Wallet, much anticipated. So excited to have them here with us today. Here we go. Hey, Floris, Radu, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing great. Thanks for having us
Awesome.
here. We're
Yeah.
Awesome.
having an awesome day today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, super stoked to have you here. I know we have a bunch of people that were in the campfire early today. We're starting an hour later than normal, so that has meant that we have all the more anticipation for what is going to happen here. This has to be the best from El Cid to Kadena. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Kadena crew. Hey, Barbaric Puma. Yeah, this is fantastic. So great energy already in the chat here. A lot of things to catch up with already. So I just want to give a quick introduction to the campfire, and then we'll go through some updates and Kadena news before diving into the topics. So welcome everyone to this week's episode of Kadena Campfire. This is a community initiative where we give insights into what's happening at Kadena and come together with the community to chat. We have a rotating cast of characters and guests, and this week we're very fortunate to have a project with us, Linx Wallet, and they've had some very exciting announcements and news with their wallet ecosystem and integration with Kadena. And yeah, we're very excited to make as much space for the community to get to know folks here as possible. So actually, if I might, I'll turn it over a little bit to Floris the Best, if you wouldn't mind just saying a couple words about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Floris Best. I've started Thiners Labs together with Radu and Raul. And we're actually, I started in the community about 3 years ago, jumped into Kadena headfirst. Was very excited about the team, about everything that was going on. And in the meantime, I was waiting for like user-friendly stuff to come along and see that Kadena can lift it to the next level. And it happened a bit, but it kind of lacked at some point, which made me think maybe I should bring what I can do and try to build some stuff that actually can improve the user experience on Kadena. And I've started with that basically just for fun and hang out with a lot of developers on the platform, and we had some separate groups where we actually had a lot of fun and built some cool experimental stuff. But at some point, yeah, I've decided to go full all in on a wallet, and that's when I met Radu. We knew each other from like an OG group, chat group, and he was building an NFT marketplace. And yeah, from that point on, we decided to join in and start a company and do this seriously, because especially if you start a wallet, you can't do it for fun alone, because you can't just leave users out in the open after a year or something like that when the money is gone or nothing's coming in, and then then the users are left with nothing. That's not a thing you can do. So we actually made a business plan around it, started Tinez Labs, and Linx Wallet is the very first product we are releasing right now.
Awesome. Well, so excited to have you here, Floris the Best. Thanks so much for those words. Radu, I'm going to turn over to you. Would love to hear a little bit about you and your story.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having us again. And thanks for everyone that joined the stream today. Like, awesome to see everyone here. Like, the chat's like really busy. So my background is in software engineering. I probably wrote my first piece of code, I think about 15 years ago or so, something like that. Yeah, came from Web 2, jumped into Web 3. I think it was around 2019, I think. The depth of the bear market back then. I had a friend that just asked for my help with some things and ended up doing some arbitrage. Yeah, ran through the whole 2019, 20, 21 cycles. Yeah, and then ended up somehow getting to know Kadena, liked what I saw, joined some groups, was around in Discord. Somehow, yeah, I met Floor there. I saw like he was building something, and then yeah, we started having conversations, and yeah, just took it, one step at a time, and then we kind of like, okay, let's just build something. Because yeah, he was doing something on his own, I was doing something on my own, and then we were both like going into some direction, but we were not moving too fast. So we just said, okay, let's just team up and yeah, and get it done. And yeah, I think my first actual contribution to the ecosystem has been, I don't know, for developers or for people that went on to the docs, Kadena docs. There's tutorial there. It's the voting dApp tutorial. So the first version that has been rewritten right now by the developer experience team. Well, the first version was the one that I wrote. This was back in 2022, so last year, yeah. And just right after that, I kind of like started Teenage Labs with Floor, and we are here.
Awesome. So I'm gonna give a couple updates on the Kadena side of things, and then we'll jump into some of the big topic of discussion here. So first of all, there was a successful Vue.js Forge event, which you can read and watch all about the recordings on a website that should magically appear below here in any moment. Look at that. Thank you, Matteo, for making that magic a reality. Incredible. And Randy also shared an exciting dev experience update with a bunch of teasers you don't want to miss about Marmalade v2, the docs website, the learning platform, Kadena.js, Layer 2, hiring, and more. So definitely check that out. You can see the Twitter thread there from Randy, our Chief Experience Officer. Next up, very, very excited to announce that Kadena AI has been officially added as a grant recipient. So that is pretty freaking awesome.
Big fan of Amir here. Sorry.
No, not at all. We'll definitely hear more from Kadena AI in the near future, and hopefully we'll get them on a campfire at the very least, and make sure that everyone in the community can meet them formally. But really, really exciting news, and congrats Kadena AI and all the amazing progress and momentum. I know the community is growing, and hope that this only increases further adoption of what you guys are building. Next up, Albert, who's a developer experience architect, DevX architect, released Kadena Client 1.0, which allows for interaction with smart contracts using TypeScript. So fantastic addition for those in the developer ecosystem to have the type safety of TypeScript, and having a stable 1.0 release now of Kadena Client. We're not done with updates. It's been a big week here. In collaboration with gotta say this correctly. Gotta do my tongue twisters. What? Charlie Churns something. All right, let's say this again. We have, in collaboration with Sifolio Ventures and Bitmart, Kadena is co-hosting the Investors Demo Day tomorrow, August 10th. And there's a full Cointelegraph article down below here. Pretty sweet, from our friends at Cointelegraph. Great media website. So yeah, check out this. Sifolio Ventures and Bitmart to host Investors Demo Day in collaboration with Cointelegraph and Kadena. Very cool. And finally, last but not least, I may say even of most in excitement today, Linx Wallet is officially launched now. So make sure to download on Android if you're on an Android device, and be on the lookout for iOS in the near future. Holy cow, that's so exciting. Maybe I'll just transition here and say, could you tell me a little bit about what Linx Wallet is?
Yeah, so it's actually the first gas-free wallet in the world. That's actually quite a statement that I found out once we decided it was going to be gas-free, that it's actually really the first gas-free wallet in the world where you don't have to pay gas for anything, unless you decide you want to pay for gas yourself if you want to adjust some settings or something. So that's actually something really special about it. The other part that I think mostly stands out is that it abstracts away all the chains that we have on Kadena, which for most community members who have been here for a little bit longer, they're kind of used to it, with dealing with chains and moving around funds and interact with dApps on different chains. And in my opinion, that's actually a really bad user experience for. Are you holding a bong there?
Oh, this is my coffee here. Yeah. The AeroPress, which is, I guess, quite an object of excitement, both for me who gets the caffeine and for others who have no idea what the heck is going on. So yeah. Sorry, don't mind me as I press my coffee.
Don't worry. I thought you were doing something else. Anyway, so the next big thing is the chainless thing, and because if you come from Ethereum or from Bitcoin or from wherever you come from, you're used to dealing with one chain, and you're used to dealing with a dApp on a single chain, and it's pretty easy to interact because your balance is always on the same place, unless you're going to start about L2s, but that's a different story. And we basically need that kind of experience to get Kadena to the next level, because you're not going to get in these users who are coming in and basically depositing on some chain, and immediately you come up with the first question: what chain should I deposit to, and why, and how does it work? And so we basically abstracted that away with the wallet, and we made it as user friendly as possible, which is like a big credit to Raul, our designer, who actually can really simplify things and put it in the best possible user perspective and make it into a product. And we're just the coders, so I mean, most of the credits actually go to him, even though most of the work goes to us.
Awesome. See a pre-asked question from J6 that I also see echoed in the chat, which is, when will the iOS app be released?
Yeah, that's a tough one to answer. So yeah, honest truth is that we will be having a lot of back and forth with Apple, and I think we are not the first ones, and probably not the last ones to deal with it. So yeah, we're not sure yet. I mean, what we can say just as soon as possible, but we can't really give any timeline, because we just be lying probably. So as soon as possible. Again, talking a lot with them, on having calls, trying to explain things, getting unexpected questions, and so on. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, just please be patient. It's coming.
Awesome.
To give some idea, we actually had a build approved like 2 weeks ago, which made us pretty confident when we were able to make this launch date. And at some point, we decided to push a small update for some things, especially for the certificates. We needed to add some things. And at that point, shit ran down the fan on Apple's side. So someone woke up and said, what are you doing with this? Okay, we take it out. Approve it now, please. No, what is this? Okay, we'll take it out. Approve it now, please. No, What is this? And even to a point where we're having discussions about what Wallet Connect is and what it does in an app, and why it's standard in the cryptocurrency wallet application. So honestly, it's really depressing to deal with these kind of things. But it is the way it is. There's nothing we can do. But if we're lucky,
we're pushing through.
Yeah, if we're lucky, it can be live tomorrow. But I'm not expecting anything within a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Wow, that's very, very exciting. So we have a number of other questions asked I want to get to here. But first, I want to go to one from George P, which it's a banner now, way down at the bottom. Look at that. Whoa. I guess it's a longer. Anyway, for the most part, dApps are currently mirroring dApp architecture, like with Ethereum single chain. How do you expect dApps will start to make better use of the multi-chain architecture, multi-chain network? I'm predicting what it's going to say, and I'm getting occasional words wrong, but getting most of them before I'm too eager to read this. Do you have any advice for dApp builders starting out on Kadena?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying not to talk too much, but
you just answer half of it.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, there are two types of dApps running on a blockchain, and it's a dApp where timing is critical and a dApp where timing is irrelevant. So let's say you want to do a swap, you basically want to do it as quickly as possible before someone else swaps and the price changes outside of your maximum limits that you set on the transaction. So if you want to do a dApp in that perspective on multi-chains, it's going to be a terrible experience. I'm just going to say it, because it's going to take multiple minutes for transactions to actually be complete or be final over multiple chains. And from that point on, you can do a swap, but then there's a big chance things have changed. And this is actually something we do right now within Linx with the DEX aggregator. I think if you look at it from that perspective, your best bet is to build something on an L2 and just go for speed alone. If you don't care about speed, it's actually quite simple to connect contracts among chains with each other and actually make them interact with each other. The only thing you need is time, as it takes like 3 to 4 minutes for each cross-chain transaction to happen. You need to be able to have that time, and that shouldn't influence your product in the end. So yeah, if you want to build a product where time is irrelevant, yeah, you can hit us up or ask a question how we would do it or something like that. We got some ideas, and we actually had some proof of concepts before, and we will have them pretty soon as well to showcase this kind of stuff. But
Awesome.
it's definitely possible. But if you want to have speed, I would say wait for an L2.
Just one thing I'm going to add to what Flora said. So besides speed, yeah, if you have a dApp where you can actually split things, split what's called state in between different chains, and you don't really have dependencies between them, and you don't have to move things between them, then it's pretty easy. You just treat each chain as separately as it is, and yeah, you load balance between them because it doesn't matter where you send the transaction. And there are some use cases that work that way, and yeah, you don't have to move things between chains. But when you have, but for the rest of them, where you need to, to connect to other contracts on other chains, then yeah, it's a bit more difficult. So it depends a lot on what you're trying to do there.
We have a live question from Augustine August. Any electrifying announcement or partnership to become giant from sleeping giant, to become Gaint from sleeping Gaint?
What does this mean?
I think he's trying to get some alpha dropped here. We have another version of this question. I think I saw someone ask from Locks. What plans do you have for the future that will be innovative or huge?
Yeah, so we're working on a lot of things.
Yeah, don't say too much.
Yeah, it's too much to talk about. But one of the things, and I'm going to keep it Linx related for now, or our company Linx Labs related for now, is a chain web data alternative that I should give all credits to Radu for this, that he has built in the last few weeks. And that's actually a very lightweight alternative for chain web data that you can easily run or actually access if you just want to start out with developing some dApps. So no need to run a node, no need to run chain web data. Just have access to our database, which we're going to open source. It's called Bento, and but it's definitely not ready to showcase or whatever. I mean, Linx Wallet makes use of it for transaction history and stuff like that, but it's not ready to be open source. But that's something we're working on. Multi-sig is coming real soon in Linx Wallet, and which will actually be a web dApp that you will be able to sign with every wallet you can sign with. So yeah, it doesn't matter on which wallet you hold your account in at that point, and you can use anything to sign a multi-signature transaction. So that's one of the most important things we would love to work on, is a smart contract wallet that basically overlooks all other wallets. So I mean, now you're just working around with passphrases and private keys and moving between wallets. It would be sick to just have one smart contract wallet that you can in which you can basically allow specific wallets to have some kind of access to that smart contract wallet function. So let's say Koala wallet can transfer maximum 100 USD a day, but Linx wallet can do 1000 USD because it's much more safe. And just kidding. But yeah, you see, no one is listening. So that's for Linx Labs, and there's actually a lot of on the road for that. But I've seen some other questions as well where we can jump a little bit on the side of this and I will save that for later. Maybe
I just learned that I can make tickers and the bottom scroll side to side. So everyone be ready. I might totally abuse this, but I have to say we're getting a lot of questions about this code. What is this code that people speak of, and what are so many people excited about here?
You go ahead, Radu.
Yeah. What's the code? Yeah, when code. I see a lot of questions here. When code? Yeah. So we have a very limited collection of NFTs that we are launching to celebrate our wallet launch, and yeah. There's several of them, several categories of them. Yeah, if you are part of our beta program, you will get different type of we call them certificates. They're going to be NFTs, but yeah, let's just call them certificates, link certificates. And yeah, if you are, as I said, if you are part of the beta program, you have certain type of certificate that you will be able to receive. And for people that are right now in the call, we're gonna have a code that's gonna be shown up on the screen soon, I guess. And yeah, you can use it. There it is, and you can use it to claim some certificates that are very limited, as we said. And yeah, for the ones that since we only have Android right now released, we're gonna have a separate event, most likely an AMA or something like that, where we're gonna have a different code for the iOS version. We wanted to have it all right now in this call, but unfortunately it's not. So just keep an eye on us, and we're gonna, as soon as we have the iOS approved, we're gonna set up a new event, and yeah, hope to see you there as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage here. I'm hosting this stream, and it's hard for me to claim it right now. So maybe keep, if the community wants to save like one extra one to end the call and just, leave it for me. No, this is
we'll make sure.
awesome,
we'll make sure you get something as well.
Yeah.
The work you're doing here in the campfire, the work you're doing here in the campfire is definitely a big value to the community, and yeah, you deserve something as well, 100%.
Yeah, the only thing I need is my AeroPress and the good company, the Kadena crew, and the Linx Wallet crew. So
Amir got you.
That's all I need. All I need. Amazing. Well, that is super exciting. Awesome. I know we're gonna have some people that are gonna be distracted for a few minutes here while people are furiously claiming. But let's talk about a few of the other asked questions. I think there's some pretty interesting things here. So want to go to this question from Cloud. Oh, it's a ticker, actually. Well, sorry, Cloud. We're going to have to come back to that. It's too long. I want to leave the code up there. But actually...
Yeah, I've seen the question.
Yeah, let's go back to it. Yeah, okay. Well, the question from Cloud is...
his question actually is on Ethereum, there are a lot of scams going on, and a lot of people got their wallets drained from clicking links and stuff like that. And... I think if I understood correctly, his question was, is there something you guys are thinking about preventing stuff like that in general, or in Linx Wallet? I don't know. Obviously, not so much, as I would prefer to keep it as decentralized as possible. And as soon as we start to decide who can't access your wallet just because you click on a link, that usually that doesn't work out for the best. I mean, we can definitely prevent some certain dApps to run inside the wallet that we are working with now with the dApp Explorer, so it won't be able to have access to your wallet without us approving them as a inside app or inside dApp. But personally, I'm against blocking anything. In my opinion, it should always be your own responsibility what you click, where you click, and like a lot of governments say, education is the best solution, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that's one thing. I think there is what can be done. I think we actually made some steps in that direction. Is that you should see like once you sign. I mean, once you sign something, you should see like what is going to be the result of that transaction. So you can see, okay, there's going to be 5K data is going to be transferred to that address and things like that. And if you have those, visible in your wallet there, and then something maybe looks suspicious, like you're expecting to sign something, and then actually what you're signing is gonna, I don't know, transfer a bunch of money to someone else that you're not expecting to, then you're probably not gonna sign that. So yeah, making it more visible what you're signing, that's definitely gonna help, and just gonna prevent people to actually click sign. But yeah, I think it's just a mix of educating people and also having having a nice UI, nice visual way to like show users, okay, this is what you're signing, and do you really want to sign it or not? I've seen some apps that like try to even warn users that, hey, maybe you should not sign this. Oh yeah, they're doing some data analysis, and then they just show, okay, this doesn't look good automatically. So yeah, there's
Wow. Sorry to interrupt briefly, but I see a report from the chat that all of the Campfire Linx NFTs have now been claimed. So that was pretty fast, pretty freaking awesome. What was also hilarious was I noticed that when we posted the banner with the code, that our viewer count dropped by like 25 people immediately. and then about 30 seconds later, like 25 people came back in. So yeah. pretty hilarious. Awesome. But yeah, I think not exactly sure. Oh, looks like there are a few left. I'm not seeing conflicting reports from the field here.
I'm watching real time. I'm seeing 6 left. So
okay, 6 left. Ron, you got me, man. I trusted you. All right.
About this educational thing, like what Radu said was actually like a really good point, especially when we talk about multi-signature. You want to know what you're signing for. Instead of just getting shared a hash of a transaction and you sign the hash, you have no clue what's in it, and you just have to trust that it's there. We actually already in Linx unpack every transaction that gets sent in from wherever, from a dApp or from whatever, to make it basically the best understandable way of showing what you're actually signing for. Because usually a command or a hash or whatever doesn't mean anything to most people. So basically using that as form as education would be your best bet against scams, in my opinion. That's a long story for a short question.
Right on. Question here from Chain Reactions. Will the Linx wallet have a built-in on-ramp?
Yep. That's it.
All right. There we go. Next.
Somewhere this year.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's see here. Interesting question from Kagos. Surely one of the big things holding KDA back is the lack of a trusted stablecoin like USDT. This would open the door to a lot more DeFi. Are there any plans for this to happen? I think this is probably a question for me, unless Linx has some plans I want to talk about too.
You go ahead, Tyler, and then I'll just do a one sentence. Oh, Fleur. Okay, whatever.
This falls into the category of talking besides Linx. So I want to keep it Linx related, but I can say that we're personally contributing.
We can say we heard this coming soon. Like we know from a trusted source that is coming really soon. I think much sooner than people expect. And
we can say we're working with them.
Yeah.
But it's not from a Linx perspective. It's a different company. I mean, we can drop that alpha. We're working on it, so expect something soon.
Okay, I was going to add something, but nice.
All certificates are gone, by the way.
Certificates are gone. Wow. Okay, so that was a pretty freaking successful drop here. That was
Yeah.
fun, man. I like the countdown too. That was awesome. We gotta do that again, man. I want you guys on the stream every week announcing a new wallet. You know, that was pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, we can do it on iOS. Let's aim for next week or something.
Oh man, that'd be cool. Yeah, for iOS too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Bullish.
Yeah.
Super bullish. Yeah, absolutely. Freaking love it. Okay, so super cool. What else we got here? We got some other pre-asked questions here and some live questions. Actually, let's switch over to the live questions. I just a little more work for me to find them. Let's from KD Minor. Any plans to work with projects to integrate your Chainless experience directly into their apps?
No, not directly. I mean, I offered numerous times to different dApp developers to help them. Most of them, yeah, sorry to say, but most of them are just lazy. They don't want to. So they just want to build a product and that's it. And as soon as you try to help them, or they get pissed off because you're giving them advice about how it could be better or something. On the other hand, we can take that part away with Linx Wallet if they choose to become an in-app dApp, which is actually not a lot of work. Amir is building a showcase for that with this guessing game, and it's just a couple lines of code, and you can actually run inside Linx Wallet and make use of a chainless experience and everything for your users. So it doesn't matter anymore what chain is on what, and I think that will be the way to go into the future.
All right. So that sounds pretty exciting. I think abstracting away chains from users is something that long term I'm a big believer in. And yeah. I think that smart wallets and creating a better access point to the ecosystem is something that I definitely believe in as well. So I think it's exciting to hear that there's some capabilities there. And I can imagine that as there's adoption and momentum, that we can start seeing more and more of the ecosystem working together. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty exciting. Let's see here. Who wants to? All right, we see a first tender offer for the NFT from Future Moose. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, what is the utility for certification? Yeah, I mean, I think it's I don't know. Is there any utility, or is it just a certificate? It kind of seems like a certificate to me, but
it's an access point to getting Linx tokens. Once we decide to launch Linx tokens, we will actually decide Linx tokens at some point, but not in a general sense of launching a coin that there will be no sale or whatever. We just want to give back to people who actually use the wallet and reward them with a Linx token. So the only way in the future to get hold of these tokens is by actually using the wallet and using functional things in the wallet or whatever, reaching some goals or sharing something on socials or whatever. And this actually gives you a head start because no one else will ever get your amount of Linx tokens from the start on. So,
wow, how cool is that? So yeah, I didn't realize that, and I'm sure a lot of people that have claimed this NFT are now delighted to hear this news.
Yeah, the most awesome thing in my opinion, because even if it takes like 6 months before we launch the token, as soon as Marmalade V2 goes live, it will actually be Marmalade V2 certificates or NFTs, and you will be able to trade them if you would like to do that. And I think Kadena will be a perfect contender to do that.
Yeah, I just want to comment that it's kind of always amazing when you have someone named Josiah commenting to someone named Clark Kent. And, you know, don't worry, iPhone users who have another chance. Some great usernames in the chat, from the biblical to the supernatural hero. That's fantastic. All right, cool. Let me scroll back and see some other live questions. I know there's a bunch at the beginning that I have now lost hundreds of comments ago.
Yeah, I'm doing the same, actually. Going through them.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for whoever highlighted this. Wow, gas free is cold. So how do you guys get money off the app or pay for blockchain fees?
Well, yeah, Radu, you want to take this? I don't want to talk all night.
Yeah, so of course there's going to be some features of the wallet where we're going to have some fees. One of them is the swap that's already available in the wallet. So there's a fee there. But just so you know, I'm not sure if it's like very visible to everyone, but the swap itself, it's an aggregator. So when you try to swap something, we're just gonna we're just gonna split, if that's the best way, we're just gonna split the amount that you want to swap between DEXs that are right now deployed on Kadena, and try to get the best price for you. So and we have a fee on top of that. So that's one way for us to cover the costs for gas fees, and there's going to be others as well. So we definitely have a business model, and we definitely need to balance things. So it's not everything going to be free, but the value that the wallet provides should be a lot more than people have to pay for. So
so the idea on the swap is like, if or the idea actually behind our business model is more like, if we bring an added value, you have a choice of paying for it or not using it. In the case of the swap, in the most simple situation where you would swap something on a DEX and it would have a 10% price impact, which would actually influence your return, Linx Wallet is able to split that one up over multiple exchanges and basically half your price impact and actually earn you 5%. So from that point of view, we take 0.7%. A part of that is going to the gas fees, which is actually at this point not that high, because gas is still extremely cheap on Kadena. But it's not because we want to give back to users. There's actually a very big incentive from a user experience point of view to not pay gas. As for a multi-chain blockchain, you would need to have KDA on each chain that you want to transact with. And if we pay for that gas, we just take away that layer, and you can do whatever you want, and you can drain your account to absolutely zero if you would want to. And that's, I think that's like magic stuff in user experience kind of things. And I'm happy to pay for that for now, but in the end, it has to be paid by someone.
Yep, that makes sense. But I think from a user perspective, right? Many of us are used to, in a bank account, you got $10 in my bank account, I can transfer $10 out.
Yeah.
And that it sometimes will surprise people when you're like, wait, I have to transfer out, 9.9976, and then I have 0.0033 left in, and you have these littered these little accounts that you interact with this dApp, you use a different account for it, and now you have left 0.0001 Kadena in it or whatever. So the aesthetic principle in me like the idea of gas fees. In addition, even if the savings are small, and sometimes they add up, but the user experience and convenience, I think, is pretty killer.
Yeah, definitely.
Question from Ryan Maletti. Do you think Linx Wallet could be used to better load balance the network? Would moving transactions from high traffic chains to others for storage create less congestion down the road?
No.
Let me read again.
In my opinion, the congestion at this point in time isn't the problem of having too much transactions or something. The only situation where you have congestion is at these points is when you have like an IDO or a token sale or NFT sale that happens on a single chain. And then everyone has to funnel to that single chain. First, they have to move their funds to that chain, which is already a pain in the ass as everyone is trying to do it. And then you have to actually buy the NFT or the token or whatever, which has a high risk of failure because you have to increase your gas price to idiotic levels to actually make sure you're on top or first or whatever. Because there are actually a lot of knowledgeable people inside Kadena that can actually play the blockchain pretty well if they want to get their hands on something. So in my opinion, the best solution would be a chainless approach for those kind of situations, and just create smart contracts on all chains and make sure anyone can buy on any chain they like, or you can guide them to that specific, to the most or to the less crowded chain with a front end, and make a transaction there. And when the time is right, just make sure that each contract mints on the right chain, whatever you want to do. So if you want to do an NFT sale, just do it on all chains, and after the fact, mint it on chain 8, whenever it's not crowded or something like that. And it's actually not that hard. So I don't understand why. I don't want to go into that. I don't understand why this hasn't happened yet. It's the same with the chainless stuff. I don't understand why no one was working on this the last 2 years. So
Yeah, I think it's with all paradigm shifts, there's always an adaptation in the way that you approach things and think things. And so just like with multi-core processors, they're in the wild for some time, allowing applications to run independently. And it took a little bit of time for people to actually come up with applications that ran across multiple cores. And now that that's a paradigm that's very common, you see that it's pretty natural. Like if you're building, let's say you're building one of your applications in Electron. Well, Electron might actually do some things behind the scenes that will run things on different processes. You might get some degree of parallelization for free. And I think that once those primitives start getting built out, that's when it starts to become easier and everything just sort of naturally works that way. But in the early days, I think you don't want to build the wrong primitive. And so you sort of let the ecosystem figure out what the right primitives are and what sort of catches fire. And then that ends up being what people scale and use. So I think it's still early days in that regard. But yeah, totally agree that there's amazing capability now that can be done on scaling multi-chain for existing applications. And it'll be exciting to see how this develops in the future. And I think that, making things chain agnostic from a transfer perspective, of course, is very cool. And you can start thinking about quite simply, well, how do you load balance on an IDO launch? That's something that's very, very doable today. Or load balancing different swaps or pools across different chains, that sort of thing. So yeah, lot to think about there. And I don't want to distract too much from this great chat about Linx itself. So let's see here. Let's jump back to some other questions. I see a good one in the chat. Actually, if someone wants to just, Mateo, if you want to throw one on, that would be great. Otherwise, I will scroll in. There we go. Awesome. Thank you. DCF. Hey, guys, will Linx be integrated with projects like KMC, Kadena Mining Club? Would love it to be my main NFT and HODL wallet, if so.
Yeah, like I said before, we basically reached out to almost everyone to work together. Some responded, most don't have time. So yeah, we're open to work with anyone. And if they want to have a great experience inside our wallet, yeah, we can definitely work together. It's not that hard. Awesome.
So I will say in general that projects are pretty receptive to their communities at Kadena and elsewhere. And so what I might suggest is maybe it sounds like the Linx folks are down to help with integrations and make that happen. So if you have a project in mind, like KMC or another one that you'd love to see in Linx, perhaps say that on the Discord and mention that to folks and see what the idea is like and the traction is like. And that may help motivate developers to get in touch and help prioritize, because there's always a million things that people are trying to do. And I think in crypto, that user experience is oftentimes left behind from technical progress. And so having the users be vocal about, hey, this is the user experience that we want, can oftentimes help motivate projects to spend some effort on that user experience. And so, and oftentimes that leads to more adoption. So it's great to have users passionately engaged, and DCF appreciate the question and look forward to seeing how community responds to the launch today. I think it's really, really exciting.
Yeah, just on top of that, I'm actually really approachable, and anyone can DM me or whatever. I will always respond, and I read basically everything. So I might be a dick in a general chat sometimes, but in general, I'm a nice guy. So.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that come up before about Discord, or where can community get a hold of both of you and get in touch with Linx?
Yeah, on Telegram we actually opened
just today. Yeah, we have two channels on Telegram. There's an announcements channel. There's also a Telegram where people can write to us. We do have a Discord plan as well. I guess soon. Yeah, that's our Telegram chat. Yeah.
On Discord, yeah, just search for Floppy somewhere in the users, and typically I'm the only one on the internet using that name. I recently discovered there's another one somewhere, but typically I'm the only one, especially in the way you write it. So it should be pretty easy to find.
Right on. So we're coming towards the end of our allotted time here. So I think we'll kind of just take maybe one last question, then I'll ask the two of you for any closing words or thoughts here to end our hour together. But let's see here. Always so much pressure to select the last question. Let's see here. Well, maybe we'll have this one from Kadena Ecosystem here, since you guys discussed a little bit about the Linx token. Curious if you have anything to share yet about what the token's utility or use cases might be. And no worries if you want to pump this one down the road.
Yeah, so
I think it's best we just leave it for maybe down the road. Like, we've been having lots of discussions around it, but since I guess this token is maybe gonna be 6 months from now. I don't know. I don't want to say too much. At least there's still
let's
many
keep it
things
at this.
to
We don't give away useless crap. So we'll make sure there's a utility and a value, definitely, because we appreciate the users.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. All right. Well, Floris the Best and Radu, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Amir, can you ask my Discord question? Tyler, if I can find it in time, I might. Yeah, if you want to post it there in the chat, Amir, maybe we can try to get to it. But otherwise, I might have to.
There's a question from Ron here, and he's been asking it for a while. Maybe I'll maybe I'm just gonna go and answer that question.
Yeah,
so,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's scroll up. So, where's your question, Ron? Was on the chain. Maybe you can post it again, Ron. That will be a bit helpful.
It's always the challenge of trying to
Yeah.
find a good question that gets lost in the chat here.
Oh, Amir's copying it.
Too many people in chat now.
It still have to be active though. Yeah, so I'm not sure I fully understood your question, but if you're asking if you need to have KDA on some chain, well, the short answer is no. When NFT trading in wallet outside the marketplace will connect scope, does the chain guarantee we have to have a non-zero balance? No. No, it doesn't.
No, we don't look at if the account doesn't exist. It doesn't matter in our case.
Yeah. So
that's also one of the reasons you can only use K accounts, because your account will always exist on any chain as long as you use a K account.
You won't see there or your account doesn't exist. Yeah.
No, that was one of the ugliest errors I've ever encountered. Your account doesn't exist. That really, really pisses me off when I see that right now.
Yeah, I think in general, maybe I don't know if we want to close or not, but I'm just gonna do a short wrap up at least. So what?
Yeah, let's take this last question from Amir, and then I'll bring to your wrap up here.
Yeah, sure.
Oops, and of course, there we are.
A question for Linx.
Linx has an in-wallet browser. How do you expect this to help with projects new and existing built on Kadena? And what's the process for being added to the list?
Yeah, just reach out.
Yeah,
and if it's good enough, you will get listed. If it looks like shit, you won't get listed.
No, that's
the thing. Linx is all about user experience, and if
just reach to us,
Amir is making a great example how to do it. I've made a very basic example on my style on how to do it, but most maybe won't really find it a helpful example. But at least everything is there and it's actually really easy. And if someone has issues, just reach out. I mean, I'm happy to help wherever I can. I can make the time for it.
We are in general big believers in having great UX, and if your dApp looks great on mobile, and if user can use it directly from the wallet, I mean that's a plus for users. So just reach out to us, and we want to make everything as easy as possible to do anything on chain. Just less clicks, less open tabs.
Yep. More user retention. Yeah,
more user retention, less friction. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So it's been a pleasure to have you on the stream here. I'd like to turn it over to maybe Radu first for a last word, and then I'll go to Floris the Best.
Okay. Thanks for having us again. And then just to close, I just want to say that we do have a lot going on. We do have many things that will come soon this year. So really keep an eye on us. And we are big believers that we need great UX. to get adoption and to get people to use the great things that we are building. And yeah, in the end it has to be as easy as using your mobile banking app. Once we get there, once you look at your wallet or whatever you're building, it's as easy as a mobile banking app, then that's a good goal to have in mind. So we are pushing forward towards that. So just keep an eye on us. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right on. Thank you, Roddy. So great to have you here. Flores the best. Can I get a last word or thought from you?
I've got many thoughts. My thoughts don't stop, so we can sit here for a while. But we are actually working with a lot of people outside our own group. I mean, we're really tiny. We're 3 guys just building this stuff, and in my opinion, that's actually an amazing experience on the first, but it's actually an amazing accomplishment as well for what we've built right now. Because in my opinion, there's nothing better, and nothing is gonna reach the potential that Linx has. Because in my opinion, we're always like a year ahead. It's great though that I see other wallets accepting a lot of structures we're using, trying to get into a chainless thing, because in the end, we're all here as private investors as well, and it's in our best interest that Kadena performs as the best it could. So we all have to step up and make a great experience. In the meantime, we're working with a lot of people outside of Linx to build some other amazing stuff, which is long overdue as well. And those people are really, really talented. But yeah, we can talk about that once we get there. But yeah, just like Radu said, just keep an eye on us, because this year is going to be an amazing year.
Lots of growth in Kadena ecosystem, by the way. So last few months, like just amazing growth, like just from the developer experience team, from the community projects, like really, like it doesn't really feel that we are in a bear market. Like honestly, it's just amazing to see things change in the last few months. Everyone just keep it up. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so great to have you on here. And Kadena crew, thanks so much for joining us. This has been another fantastic campfire, and definitely one of the more exciting ones in terms of having a live mint happening, and 100 people claiming themselves a special edition Linx Kadena Campfire NFT. So thank you everyone so much for joining us. We'll actually leave the chat running for a few minutes after the campfire, so feel free to stick around and have a conversation in the chat if you want. Otherwise, until next week, hope you all have a great week, and thanks for spending your Wednesday with us. Be well.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.